Well, good morning, Unity. Oh, no, let me hear you. Good morning, Unity. Well, it's an absolute joy to be here again with you. We saw some of you last night, right? If we haven't met, my name is Kim-Char. It's my friend Chelley.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, stand as you're able, and let's sing together. Together. Way up, higher, way up, here I go. Way up, before I know it, I am rising the new horizons. Way up, higher, way up, here I go. Way up, before I know it, I am rising the new horizons. Way up, I'm graduating. I'm graduating to another level. I am ready to rise, 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 rise. I cut the rope. Fear is falling from me. I am beginning to fly, 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 fly. Way up, higher, way up, here I go. Way up, before I know it, from me. I am beginning to fly, 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 fly way up, higher, way up. Here I go, way up, for I know it. I am rising, the new horizons way up, higher, way up. Here I go, way up, before I know it. I am rising, the new horizons way up.
Well, good morning. I'm your host today. My name is Rose Wells. I'm delighted to be here with you today. Hello to all of our online friends and streamers as well. Special thank you today for Kim-Char Meredith and Shelley Seabird for our music and our message today. Unity on the Lakeshore is a non-denominational spiritual community anchored in loving acceptance. If you're here with us for the first time, please know that whoever you are or wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. At this time, I'm going to ask Jack to come up and we will light the Christ candle. And you can read along with me. The statement is on the screen. We light the Christ candle, remembering the Christ in us. And please join me in our mission statement. You'll see it on the slide above. We embrace all people and honor all paths to God. We create a sacred space to raise the awareness and consciousness of the one Spirit in us all. We anchor ourselves in affirmative prayer, forgiveness, generous sharing, and loving community in service to our spiritual awakening. And now our affirmation of faith. There is only one presence and one power, as me and as the universe, God the good, omnipotent. And now we will have our congregational song.
Thank you, Rose. I love lighting that Christ candle, that reminder of the truth of who we are, yes? Whatever's happening, up or down, we go right back to that light, to that space. Let's sing together. Up and down, spinning around, seems things are changing almost every day. Up and down, spinning around, but I find balance, I find my way, centered in the peace of God, centered in the peace of God. Up and down, spinning around, seems things are changing almost every day. Up and down, spinning around, but I find balance, I find my way, centered in the peace of God, centered in the peace of God. There is clarity, there is wisdom, there is abundant grace, centered in the peace of God, centered in the peace of God. Up and down, spinning around, it seems things are changing almost every day. Up and down, spinning around, but I find balance, I find my way, centered in the peace of God, centered in the peace of God. There's clarity, there is clarity, there is wisdom, there is abundant grace, centered in the peace of God, centered in the peace God, yes we are, centered in the peace of God.
Today's reading is from the Daily Word for Sunday, May 19th. I am a living expression of God. In the book of Exodus, Moses asks God his name. God responds, I am who I am. I am is the name of the divine presence within me, a reminder of my spiritual nature. Sometimes I may forget my divine identity by thinking of myself as weak, incapable, or unfortunate. If I have spoken disempowering words about myself, I release those thoughts and stop using those words. Each time I say, I am, I strengthen my awareness of the truth of my being. I am God's life, love, wisdom, and strength, expressing uniquely as me. As I pay attention to my thoughts and words, I am able to recognize and release limiting thoughts more quickly. My awareness of my true identity grows stronger and stronger. He said to them, but who do you say that I am? Matthew 16:15. And now Kim-Char and Chelley are going to come up and do our music and our message.
Well, hello again. Seems we were just together.
I think we were just here just in
Your
this.
last night, right? Well, thank you for allowing us to be here with you this morning and for having us share. Our message today is titled Trip of a Lifetime. As it probably says up there, all the places we will go.
My absolute favorite Dr. Seuss
Dr.
book.
Seuss, you can't go wrong.
Man, oh my goodness. Well, this morning we are going to travel by sea and by air and by land. And we're going to talk about 4 travel tips on how to get through this trip of a lifetime.
Sound good? You with us? Okay, we're going to start on the high seas. Let's go to the ocean, shall we? And we're going to talk about... Okay. We're not going to... No, not the pirate thing. Put that down. Okay. Again, we're going to start on...
Ding, 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 ding.
It's not Gilligan's Island. Put the hat down.
Okay.
Let's just get on board. Just get on board, okay?
Well, that would be with this.
Bring it on.
Okay.
no,
You have one too.
How's this, guys?
Okay, then.
Wait. Could you hold my guitar right here? Hold that.
Hold this
'Cause
right
I
here.
have to get the hat.
Oh,
The ponytail.
yes. All
Now
captain's
we're ready to
hats come with a ponytail holder.
All right. Yes, the entire morning's going to be just like this. You're forewarned. Caught by the water, I was born to sail the sea. I follow my compass till the changing winds carry me into a storm, tossed by the waves in a direction I had not planned to take on my trip of a lifetime. Trip of a lifetime. Who knows where I go? Wonder what I'll find. I see a light, I find a harbor that I would have made swim ashore and kiss the sand. Grateful to be right where I am on this trip of a lifetime. Trip of a lifetime. Who knows where I go? Who knows what I find? There will be storms, there will be waves, unexpected twists and turns will be made. But the journey does not always go the way we plan. But we can find our treasures in new uncharted lands on this trip of a lifetime. This trip we call a lifetime. This trip of a lifetime. This trip we call a lifetime. Who knows where we go? Who knows what we find? Who knows where we go? Wonder what we'll find.
Those are excellent questions, Captain.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to start with travel tip number 1.
Yes.
Travel tip number 1, it's probably up there on the screen. Be flexible.
Phew.
Be flexible.
Easier said than done.
I know.
You know, the Buddha says, freedom and happiness are found in the flexibility and ease with which we move through change.
Yeah. And I don't do change. Oh, no, okay, how's this? I don't do change well a lot of the times. I'm not a fan. And is that just me? Okay, thank you. Thank you. And the question is then, how do we respond? How do we respond to change that happens in our lives? Because it happens all the time. So, for this portion, let's move on to air travel, shall we? Okay. I had oh God. I just can't look at her when we do this. On a recent visit to, I live near Chicago in Naperville. So on a recent visit to O'Hare International Airport, I'm getting ready to go.
Attention passengers on flight 173. Your flight has been delayed.
1 hour later.
Unfortunately, passengers, flight 173, you are still delayed.
Another hour later.
Thank you for your patience. We are still delayed.
Another 2 hours later.
Again, please do not approach the counter. We will let you know when we know.
Another hour and a half later.
Attention, passengers on flight 173. Your flight has now been canceled. Please see gate agent for rescheduling.
That was my sound. In the gate. And this is a true story. And I have to tell you, I was supposed to catch a flight that morning back home to Hawaii. My mother had just passed, and I really needed to get home. And after hours and hours at this airport, I was emotional as it was, but I was beyond frustrated. And while I waited to be rebooked, sitting there in the gate area, it gave me ample time for what I call quiet reflection.
That's one way of putting it.
That's one way of putting it. So, yeah, and I was like, why am I so upset? I mean, clearly there are things going on, but why am I really upset? And I realized it wasn't really about the delays and what they were doing. It was my expectation of how things were going to be, how things were supposed to move. And when that didn't happen, it's really hard to let go of your ideas of how things should happen and should flow and should be. And that rattled me. And
Yeah.
I realized I have to be a little more flexible. I do.
Well, and that's the thing, is that we can cling to expectations or we can release them. And you can basically either be that branch in the wind that can flex and move, or you could be in that windstorm that, because there's no flexibility whatsoever.
Yeah, so I'm the branch that snaps.
Yes.
As it snaps.
Don't be the snappy
No,
branch.
no. But so in my quiet reflection, I didn't want to snap. I wanted to just be there and be open to the possibilities, be open to what was going on there. So I made a conscious choice to be flexible, to release my expectations and adjust my mindset. Because those thoughts were, when we hold so tightly to our expectations, they just cause us pain. Again, it might not even be the circumstance, but what we're thinking should happen or should be that causes us pain. So I had the opportunity to let go of that in that moment, in those hours at the airport, and it made all the difference in the world. It makes all the difference in the world. Again, am I the only one? No, right?
I think it's a lot like when you have shoes that are too tight and you can't move around in them. We're so cramped inside our shoe, and if we had a little bit larger shoe size, you can wiggle your toes.
It's the flexibility. I like that picture.
Just
Thank
suddenly
you.
thought of that in these tight shoes.
So wiggle your toes right now and think, I'm ready to be flexible.
Uh-huh.
And if your shoes are too tight, take them off. Okay, so travel tip number 2. We're going to move on. Travel tip number 2, keep good company.
Yes. Now, the second travel tip is about the company that we keep. It's the people that are beside us. And I think there's something on the slide that says it doesn't matter where we're going. It matters who is beside you. So think about it in your lives. Who's beside you?
And by the way, we do have the lyric for these songs up there. That doesn't mean you have to sing them. Sing if you want to, but sometimes people like to read. Gather together, holding on tight, here for each other. We are love and light. You hold my hand, and I hold yours. Here where we are, the dark is no more. Shining, shining, the illuminating holy fire, holy fire, aligning, aligning. We are taking this world higher, this world higher, with our love and light, love and light. Love and light. We are love in action, the hands and feet of God, living peace and passion as we walk our talk. You hold my hand, and I hold yours. Here where we are, the dark is no more. Shining, shining, the illuminating holy fire, holy fire, aligning, aligning. We are taking this world higher, this world higher, with our love and light, love and light. each other. We are love and light. I love remembering that. I love remembering that. I'm going to jump back to the airport for a bit, just for a bit. Because as I was, after all the cancellation, the delays and the cancellation, I just sat down in the gate area waiting for them to call me up and rebook me. And there were a lot of other people being rebooked. And as I sat there, I had noticed probably a few rows away from me, another woman who was sitting there waiting. And you can tell when you look at someone and they're just trying to hold it together, right? She's taking that deep breath, dabbing her eyes with a tissue. She was clearly very emotional. Things were going on. But she was, again, just trying to put it together. And finally, a gate agent calls her up to the counter, and I observe her walking up there. And as she's talking to the woman, you just see her shoulders drop. And then she starts crying again. And I promise you, I don't normally do this at an airport, but I just felt compelled to, I stood up, walked up to her. She was talking with the woman. I just put my hand on her back. That's it. And she continued to talk to the woman. Sometimes you just want someone to know that someone's there with them, right? I'd like that. Mm-hmm. And she continued talking, and finally she turned back, and she just said, "Thank you, thank you," and hugged me. And then we just had a chance to sit there chatting and visiting. By this time I had an agent who was helping me, so there were 2 agents at the counter. We're just being there and speaking of good company, someone new, right? And we're being there for each other in this moment. It was nice.
That's the thing when we talk about good company, we normally think about the people that we already know.
Right.
Our family, our friends. But what about the people that just happen by? What about those unexpected encounters? And are we open to actually connect with somebody that we come across? Maybe it's just for a week. Maybe it's just for a day. Maybe it's just for an hour. Yeah. Are you willing to do that?
Yeah. So that certainly happened in the airport, with that woman. And we started chatting. And then finally it's almost like at the same time, both our agents looked up and says, "Okay, we have you rebooked." They had us rebooked on the same flight because she was going back home to Hawaii too. And which was nice. And then the agents said, "Well, would you like us to get you a whole hotel room? Because your flight you have to be here at 4 a.m. I'm like, "Oh man, yeah, I'll definitely take a hotel room. I don't want to drive back to Naperville." And then just like that, my new friend, is her picture up there, by the way? There's my new friend, Julie. Julie I was taken at the airport, I think. And right then, Julie turns to me and she goes, "Oh, great, let's share a room." And I'm like,
She didn't know you snored.
She didn't know I snored.
Yeah.
Poor thing. She goes, "Let's share a room." And I'm like, "Okay." Sometimes we have to just trust it's okay that we're called and this is supposed to be. And you know what? I am glad I said okay. And we shared that room in Chicago. And to me, that new friend, that good company I was keeping, that was a divine appointment. That was God. This daughter who was going home for her mother's funeral was brought together with this woman, Julie, who was this mother grieving the loss of her 12-year-old to a hit and run. That spirit would bring us together and give us the time to be there and to love one another in a very specific circumstance, in a very specific way. How powerful is that?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, that's so. It was wonderful.
Oh my
And I have to tell you, before we went to sleep that evening, Julie, she goes, "You know what?" She goes, "I think my daughter got together with your mother on the other side, and brought us together. And I'm like, you know what? I think so. I think so. So, yeah, good company, good company.
Oh my gosh.
ordained.
Yeah, good company, new friends, old friends. Be open to good company because you know what? Spirit is moving through relationships all the time.
Yes.
Pay attention. Yeah.
So, are we ready for travel tip number 3?
Ooh, I think
Number
so.
3, slide should be up there. Travel tip number 3, travel light. Travel light. Here's a quote from Madeleine L'Engle, the author, and it goes like this. I would like to travel light on this journey of life to get rid of the encumbrances I acquire each day. The most difficult thing to let go of is myself, that self which, coddled and cozened, becomes smaller and heavier. So I had to look up the word cozened. I don't think I'd ever heard it before. So the word, it seems to be defined as to be tricked or deceived. So this small self, this ego self of ours, it tricks us. This idea of separation, all this fear. And as it tricks us, we believe that's who we are. And we become just heavier and heavier, right? And so that's what, oh God.
Okay.
Shelley?
Yeah.
Shelley?
Yeah.
Shelley?
Yeah, I got it.
No. Oh, wow. What is that?
It's my luggage.
Okay.
I live in Ohio. I had to pack a bunch of stuff.
No. That looks way too, heavy. It's so heavy.
Well, you know, I have my my lucky bowling ball because you never know when someone says, let's go bowling. And you don't want to use the ones in the alley because, you know, they're not lucky. And then I have an anvil in here because I understand that there's a coyote that's trying to use it against a roadrunner.
Oh,
and
Lord.
I have to keep the roadrunner safe. So I'm hanging on to this at all times.
Oh, God.
Cannot let go of it.
Okay, so that is an example of what not to do. Right there. Don't travel heavy. And you know, thank you, Shelley, for putting down your bag. Thank you.
Oh, my goodness. Whew. But you know, when you think about it, what is it that we're carrying?
That's true.
You know, it's the painful memories that we just can't seem to let go of. Why are we carrying that? Why are we carrying resentments or anger
Yeah.
or fear?
Yeah.
Why do we drag that around?
That's a question for all of us, because I don't think you're just asking me, right? That's a question for
I'm
all of
asking
us. Well, I think a lot of us, we've been conditioned. A lot of us, it's right. We've been conditioned. A lot of us, it's just dropped down into that subconscious. We're not even aware of it happening. We just know that there's this feeling here, right? There's a lot of things going on there.
You know what I find too is that I'll carry the bags, right? And then I'll realize, I don't need this. This isn't mine. And I'll set them down. But then as I'm moving along on my journey, I'll realize that somehow I pick them up again. And then you got to go through the process again of letting it go. Like
That's
whether
right.
it's that anger at that neighbor that did that thing with that tree. Every once in a while, something triggers it and you pick it back up. And if you find you've picked that bag up, and you're
Yeah.
allowed to put it down as many times as you want to.
Yeah.
But I also find that the more often that I get used to putting it down, the quicker I am of discovering that I've picked it up, and the easier it is to set it down, practicing that muscle. But figure out, what are you carrying that you don't need?
That's right.
Probably something. Let it go.
Okay, that's a deeper work.
Easier said than done.
But you know what? If we take the time, if we give ourselves the gift of the time of moving through that, really being conscious about what we want to release. Wow. What happens then? What happens then for you? Lighter, expanded. You know what? Can we take a moment and go into like this guided visualization exercise? Is that okay? Let's do this. I invite you to close your eyes. Close your eyes with me. And with your eyes closed, I want you to imagine You're outdoors, and you're standing on the road. Don't worry, there's no other traffic there, but you're just standing in the middle of a road, and you see that line moving on down toward the horizon. You're not sure where it's going, but that's okay. Your heart leaps because you know that's your path, and you're excited to be on this journey. And so right now, as your heart smiles at the thought of what that road holds for you, now you notice to your right, you just turn and you're like, whoa, there's this car parked right next to me. And this is your vehicle. This is your car. Notice it. It's your favorite color. Do you see that? You notice its lines, the curves. It's beautiful, and it's kind of glistening in the sunlight. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to get in that car, drive down my road to exactly where I need to be and where I want to be. And as you think about that, and it feels exciting knowing this is your way, your path, you pause for just a second because you notice. Now, your eyes kind of move from that front door. Notice the back seat now. Do you see that? But it's not empty. Notice that there are boxes, there are bags. And it's not even just one or two, there's quite a few. They might be stacked up on there. You've really stuffed them in that back seat. But in this moment, you decide, you know what, I want to go down this road. I certainly want to travel lighter. And I don't need everything that's back here. I don't have to get rid of it all right now, but maybe I'll just take out one box. There's something here, something heavy that I don't need to take with me. Now I want you to notice just one of those boxes. And you identify, yes, that's the one that holds this particular thought that feels so heavy and is slowing me down. Perhaps that box holds a memory that causes you pain. Notice that one box. And so now, you think, you feel, I choose to put this aside. I'm going to put this aside. So now go ahead and in your mind, you imagine yourself walking toward that back door of that car. And you open, you hear that click. The door opens. Reach in. Pick up that box. Lift it up. And as you pull it out from that back seat past the door, you pivot, you turn, and you look toward the side of the road, and you're like, you know what, I'm just going to leave this here. And so I invite you now to turn and walk toward the side of the road. You put that box down. And it's not with anger, it's not with fear, it's just time to let you go for this moment. You put the box down. And you know, you could come back anytime and pick it up if you want to, but you're thinking, no, I don't need this right now. I put this down. And as you straighten back up and you turn back to the car, you're even now more excited. And you close that back door, open the front door, go ahead and sit in that driver's seat. Do you feel that? Oh, there you go. It is the most comfortable seat that you sink deeper and deeper into. You feel it feels good. This is a perfect fit. And now you turn on the engine and you hear that. And it's a soft hum. It's not rattling. It's perfect. And with your your door closed, your hands now on the wheel. You smile because now, as you press down your foot on the accelerator, forward, forward, forward you go. And as you go forward, you notice that you're getting that speed, and it's exhilarating, and it feels so good, and you feel so much lighter. That box, gone. It makes all the difference. And you feel that speed, and it feels so good. And the sun shines, glistening on the car. You feel the warmth on your face. This is a good ride. This is a good journey right here. And you drive. Perhaps your windows are down. You feel the wind in your hair. You feel refreshed. You feel lighter. You feel free. That feels so good. And now slowly, slowly, as you lift your foot off the accelerator, the speed slows down, because this seems to be the perfect place to rest. And as the car slows, you put it into park. And this is it. This is the perfect place of rest for this time. You take a deep breath in. And you exhale. You take another deep breath in. And you exhale, realizing you have left behind. You have left behind something that has not served you, and you have moved on. You're down the road from that now. And it feels so good. You notice yourself smiling, just at the side of your mouth just going up, because it feels so good. I invite you to rest in that feeling for just a moment longer. It feels so good to release and to move toward my highest good. I feel free. And now, as you draw another breath in and release, I invite you to bring your attention back to this room, this space. Open your eyes when you're ready. When you're ready. How'd that feel?
That was wonderful. That was really,
Just something about
yeah.
making a conscious choice to let just that one, it doesn't have to be everything that's happening or everything we hold, but that one thing in that one moment.
Yeah.
We can do that one thing, right?
Absolutely. Golly, yep.
Thank you, guys.
Well, this next song is actually kind of fun. There's a line in it, in the chorus, that says, "In my rearview mirror, you are fading fast." So as we sing, I want you to imagine the you in the song is that hurtful thought or sinking feeling or that burden that was in that box just now. You just left it behind. Yeah. Oh, and we're going to tune because we do that. Okay.
I'm done giving away my power. It's time to take control. I'm not going where you tell me to go. Foot on the gas, 10 and 2 on my wheel. Zip to 60 in a flash. my tires peeling in my rear view mirror. You are fading fast. I leave what ain't working, free at last, free at last. And in my rear view mirror, just a speck of you and smoke. Spread before me is an open road. Open road. Moving toward my good, there's a whole lot to see. There may be detours, but there's nothing stopping me. And in my rear view mirror, you are fading fast. I leave what ain't working, free at last, free at last. In my rear view mirror, just a speck of you and smoke. There before me is an open road. Open road. Traveling at the speed of light. It feels so right. It feels so right. It feels so right. It feels so right. And in my rear view mirror, you are fading fast. I leave what ain't working, free at last, free at last. And in my rear view mirror, just a speck of you and smoke. Spread before me is an open, open, open road. Open road. Open road, open road. There you go.
Yeah.
Woo. Yes.
Goodness.
We leave it behind. Leave it behind. Woo.
Man, okay, so we're up to our final travel tip. Are you taking notes? I haven't seen any notebooks out there.
No. Okay, we're on number 4.
Okay.
Number 4.
Sorry, it's the teacher in me. I'll put her back away. She's going back in the bag now. Well, the fourth travel tip is to have your ID ready. Oh, you know what? When I have a carry-on bag, which is much, much smaller than that one, it has an exterior pocket that I put all of my important papers in, so that way when I need to, I can just like whip it out and say, here's my ID. This is who I am. This is it.
That's right.
Boom.
That's right. That's right.
Just like
Boom.
that. No messing around.
And we can do the same.
Yeah.
We can do the same thing. I mean, metaphorically, metaphysically speaking, we can do the same thing. Just pull our ID out as we journey through this lifetime, on this trip of a lifetime, right? My dear friends, we have this opportunity to show this ID on the daily, right? To show our true identity, not the small self, but our true self, right? There we go. There we go. There you go. You see that? True identity. I'm, boom, flashing my ID. The I am that I am.
Child of God.
Oh, yes, the Christ in expression. Shout out to me. What's on your ID? What's on your ID? Child of God? Yeah, we like that one. How about what? Spirit? Spirit on the move?
Oh, there you go.
Spirit
there you
driving, right? This is our true identity.
Absolutely. We always carry this with us, and we're ready to reveal it at a moment's notice. Are you ready?
Right? Again, it's not the small self, not the little s, but the big self, the you that you are, right? This is the one we want to show. Yeah. This is it. So. That's right, because this journey, isn't it wonderful to be fully human and fully divine at the same time? And so often we call forth that idea of the fully human And we forget to call forth that idea of the fully divine. Call forth that identity. Be that which you are. That which you are. Because this is not just the tripica, it's not just physical space we occupy. It's the landscape of our souls, right?
Absolutely.
This is where we're hanging out. So those are our travel tips.
Mm-hmm.
One, let's see if you remember them. Should we go one and wait for them to say it?
Be flexible.
Hey, good.
Yes.
Good. Number two?
Good company.
Good. Number three? That's right. And so are you ready for four? What is number four? Have your identity
Be
ready.
Mhm.
That's right.
Reveal your true self.
Perfect.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So you know what? We're going to close with this song and rest in our identity, our true selves. And what was the daily word you read? I am.
Wow.
I am that I am, right? And this song is written by our friend Denise Rosier. It's called I Am. And as always, those words are up there. Feel free to sing along. It's a beautiful song. And as you sing, know, claim, be. I am made of the light that hung the stars in the night, a perfect thought since time began. I am one with the love that's holding all of us. Its power in my hands. I am called by the voice that speaks of truth and joy, forever blessed where I stand. I let's keep on singing that. Back to that first verse. I am made of the light that hung the stars in the night, a perfect thought since time began. Declare your identity right now. I am. Yes. I And if I should put your hand on your heart, and sometimes it's hard to really accept and know this for ourselves, our true identity. But sing this to your heart and feel it and know it. I am. I am. I am. it is. And so you are. Thank you so much.
Now is the time in the service when we prepare to put our generous sharing into action. And I ask you to repeat with me our affirmation of giving. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am thankful. So I thank you. The ushers are going to come forward. We also have an option to give through text. You can send the word give to 616-236-5205. That's 616-236-5205. If it is your first time giving this way, you'll receive a link with instructions. If you have given before through text, then you can simply text a dollar amount to this number. You can also give online through our website at unityonthelakeshore.org. Donations for those watching on the link. For those watching online, the link is in the chat. And you can also mail a check to Unity on the Lake Shore, P.O. Box 848, Douglas, Michigan 49406. At this time, we'll have another song by Kim-Char and Chelley.
I'm sure you all know this one by Karen Drucker. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Let's sing that again. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
If you are in need of support, there are a few ways to receive that. The first is to email us at unitylakeshore@gmail.com. You can also phone the office at 269-857-8226, and there is always the Unity silent prayer line that is 24/7 at 816-969-2000. If you haven't liked our Facebook page, please do so. This is the way that you can share all of the great things going on here and engage with others. You can find it at facebook.com/Unity Lakeshore. Are there any guests with us today for the first time? Oh, great. Julie, do you want to get her a brace gift?
Chelley raised her hand. She's like, it's my first time here, but
Oh, it's Shelley's first time too, Julie.
I was here yesterday. Does that count? It's my first Sunday.
Are there any announcements today from the community?
Yes, there is.
Thank you.
Please stand.
June 8th, I believe. There's a piano teacher that lives a few blocks from here, and she's going to bring her piano students and have a recital.
Okay, did everybody hear that? On June 8th, there'll be a piano recital here. The best thing to do would be to follow us on Facebook so you can get the time of that event. Thank you. That's wonderful. So that's just another way that we can use this beautiful facility that we have. Before we finish with our peace song, I just want to say, with all the gratitude in my heart, thank you, Kim-Char and Chelley, for saying yes when I asked you to come and do our event last night and the service this morning. Can we have another round of applause? Great. While you're standing, stand as you're able for our final song.
That's right, you're already standing. It's been a joy to be here. Thank you so much. Now, we're going to do this song. It's just got a little, same words, same melody, just slightly different rhythm. Is that okay? Together. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Oh, let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Before we end with our prayer of protection, I just want to say that Kim-Char and Chelley have CDs, and I think they have a book over there. They have merch. So you can see them after the service. So let's end this with the prayer of protection, everyone. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you. Thank you for coming.